This is what happens to the body after 15 days of no sugar and processed foods. No sugar equals no sugar. You can have berries, but no other fruit. The four main berries are strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. You can have elderberries, you can have goji berries, you can have any kind of berry. But you gotta stay away from the other fruits because they have higher amounts of sugar, even bananas. No sugar also means cutting out simple and starchy carbs, things like pastas, crackers, breads, etc. No processed foods mean not having anything that has been prepackaged and stays on a shelf in your cupboard that does not need to be refrigerated. Also, cutting out drinks that have sugars as well, because a lot of times people get their most amount of sugars through drinks. So cutting out things like beer and wine and zero-calorie aspartame or sucralose-filled drinks, sport drinks, energy drinks. Things you can have are tea, coffee, water, berry smoothies, coconut water. And if you're living in the States where you can get raw milk, especially grass-fed only raw milk, then you can have that a few times a week. In Canada, we can't have raw milk. Even organic is not raw. It's still pasteurized, which means it's processed, which means it's not good because the protein actually changes in the structure when it's heated past 150 degrees, which our bodies cannot digest properly, which causes a lot of lactose issues and inflammation in the gut. So what happens after 15 days of having no sugar and processed foods? You will see a dramatic, or at least a change in your body with regards to having less pain and inflammation. You will lose some weight. You will gain more energy. Your moods will be better. You will lose a craving or appetite for sugary things, especially after about the 5th or 6th day. You'll feel less hungry because your body is normally hungry for glucose, which ultimately, especially in carbohydrates and sugars, is turned into glucose, which your body's always craving. But if you eliminate those things, your body stops craving so much glucose, which means you're actually going to feel more full more of the time, or you'll just feel less hungry. You'll have less fatigue during the day. You'll be less tired. You won't feel sleepy after meals. You'll also have a much deeper and better sleep at night because your body is just at rest and it's more in a healing phase than it is of trying to digest and process all the things that you had or were eating during the day. You'll recover much faster. Your muscles won't get nearly as sore, especially if you're working out. You'll have much less muscle and joint stiffness because you're reducing the inflammation, which means you're increasing the microcirculation and you're removing toxins out of those areas, which means they start to elongate and become more elastic, which allows you to be more flexible. And your skin will look much better, especially people with acne and different kind of eczema and different things like that, or people sometimes with gluten intolerances get bumps on their arms and legs and different things. If you're removing all those things will heal up or at least get much, much better in those 15 days, especially towards the end, obviously. And you'll also have more balanced hormones. So your hormones will be more balanced and you will feel much more energy and even joy and different things during the day. You'll be less moody. You'll just overall feel much better because your hormones are actually being balanced. So during these 15 days, especially at the beginning when you're kind of learning and starting and your body's craving different things to add into your diet to help with the removing of sugar are eat more protein. I would say more organic, grass-fed, grass-finished, wild meat protein, but you can also get more plant protein as well, or you can only do one or the other or a mix of both. That's fine, but have more protein because protein helps with your body as your body turns that protein into amino acids, and the amino acids in your body then go into the different areas of the body to try and heal and bring healing and growth and repair to those areas. Increasing your healthy fats, especially omega-3s, so having things like olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, tallow, suet, which tallow is just like the rendered fat in and around an animal. Suet around the kidneys, more or less, they're extremely, extremely high in not only good quality fat that does not cause heart attacks, does not cause any issues in the body. It actually heals the body, helps with lubrication, helps to lower cholesterol levels, and it brings more life into the body. Also having things like wild-caught salmon because it's super high in omega-3s, even though it doesn't seem very fatty, it's extremely good for you. Also things like avocados and chia seeds and flax seeds, etc. And also even nuts if you wanted as well. But not have too much. An adult should have about 1 handful of nuts in a day, and that's all they need. When you're cooking, just use olive, coconut, avocado, tallow suet, etc. For cooking is great. You're not actually changing the flash point, which is the temperature, and they say it becomes toxic. That does happen with plant-based oils, especially a lot of seed oils, which seed oils are normally high in omega-6, which they use hexane, which is a hydrocarbon, to extract the oil from those seeds, which becomes toxic for your gut and your body, and then it's not healthy anyway. So just sticking to those 5 fats is extremely good for the body. And then another thing to add in to help with removing sugar is just having more vegetables. Honestly, raw vegetables are much harder to digest, and it's harder for the gut to digest than steamed or cooked. So you can do steamed vegetables, cooked vegetables. You can put them in soups, you can put them in slow cookers, crock pots, etc., etc., stir fries. And that's one way to get your veggies in. It's a lot easier to digest because it's now cooked and it's softer, and your body will thank you for that. Remember, when you're doing a diet or you're committing yourself to doing something like this for say 15 days, you want to commit to being honest to yourself and being faithful to your body for doing this, because your body will thank you for doing this. Your body's always trying to be in healing mode. It's not always the food that we eat that allows our body to heal. It's the food that we eat that allows our body's systems to be able to then have energy and life and the nutrients and things that it needs for then the body to be able to heal itself. It's not the foods that heals the body, it's the body that heals itself, but the body has to be set up to be able to heal, which means removing the things that are causing issues and adding the things in that will help bring life and energy to the body to allow its own ability to be able to heal, and it will try to heal because it's always trying to heal. Think of it this way. If your body's trying to heal, but you keep giving it things that is detrimental for your health and its healing process, it will just keep slowing the healing down. It's like having a wound or a cut or a scab or stitches in a cut, and you keep ripping the band-aid off with the wound or pulling the stitches out too early. What happens? It's not ready to have those things removed yet because it's still in its healing process. So you want to give it consistent time to be able to prolong the healing, because ultimately our skin and our body and all these different things regrow. Healing ultimately means the good, which is overtaking the bad in the body. Do this for yourself, or if you see that you have some of these issues or different things that you have going on, because your body will thank you for it and you will feel better. I can guarantee you that. Follow me to learn more tips and tricks on how to use food as medicine.